Hi guys, welcome back to a.k.a. ASMR. So, for today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I would normally do. Today I want to talk about relationships. So I know I've seen a lot of these type of videos, like relationship advice or like girl talks, stuff like that, but I usually don't do those type of videos. I don't know. I just don't, because I feel like they're kind of like considered like a serious topic. Well, not, yeah, they are kind of serious, so I don't know. I just don't usually do those type of videos, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like I'm in the mood to do that type of video today. So, before we get started, I just want to make a few disclaimers. First off, I am not an expert in relationship advice or anything like that, and I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be an expert on anything, and I'm not trying to be like a know-it-all or anything, so please do not comment anything like that. I'm not trying to be rude to anyone or make anyone feel bad about anything. If you feel like anything that I'm gonna say is going to trigger you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to click out of this video right now. But yeah, I'm not trying to say anything offensive, or I don't mean anything. I don't mean any harm at all. So yeah. Also, another disclaimer is, if you hear that sound in the background, I don't know if you can hear it or how well you can hear it, but that is my fan. It's really hot in my room right now, and I can't go without it. So if that does bother you, please feel free to click out of this video right now. But yeah. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna be talking about certain things that I feel are important in a relationship. So yeah. So the first thing being trust. So I kind of had like this thing in my head where I had three things that I thought were super important. So the first thing being trust, the second thing being communication, and the third thing being respect. So I didn't write any of this down, so if I like am stumbling on my words, that's why. But anyway, so the first thing, trust. So trust is super important in a relationship. And I feel like that's kind of self-explanatory, because if you don't trust your partner, you know, your relationship's most likely not going to be the healthiest. But you should be able to trust the person that you're with. For the most part, you shouldn't feel like you can't trust them, or they're not being genuine with you. If you feel that you are questioning certain things that they're doing, or you know, just certain things just don't feel genuine to you, that's most likely a problem. So yeah, I would say trust is something that's really important. I'm trying to think of like more things to like put into that, but let me think. I can't think of like an example, but if you feel like you can't really, like, you have to, okay, I'm not saying that getting advice from other people is wrong at all, because sometimes you might need a little bit of advice. But if you feel like you're finding yourself always going to other people and like asking them, like, you know, is this right? Like, I don't know if I should trust my partner, like I don't know if I should trust them, like they're kind of doing things that, if you feel like you're always questioning them and you have to go to other people majority of the time, that's most likely a problem, because you should feel, at least for the most part, comfortable in your relationship enough to trust the person that you're with. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. But anyway, I'm gonna probably go back and forth to like each thing that I'm talking about, but I'm gonna you, I'm not saying that when I say open communication. What I mean is that you should be able to talk to your partner. You should be able to express your feelings, and if there's a problem or something that you're uncomfortable with, you should be able to express that to your partner. You shouldn't feel like you can't talk to them, or I know certain people. Okay, me personally, myself, I know that sometimes it's hard to communicate my feelings because I tend to shut down sometimes when I feel a certain thing. I might not want to discuss it or talk about it. I might just want to keep it to myself. But in a relationship, that does not work. You cannot, if you're having a problem with something or your partner's doing something that you don't like, communicate it to them. I'm not saying argue with them, but like at least try to talk about it and express that to them, because not having open communication just causes problems. It does not help anything. And that's something that might be difficult for some people, and it's something that you might need to work on, but it's definitely very important to at least try to communicate what you're feeling and certain things that might bother you in a relationship, especially like a serious relationship that you plan on, like, actually having like a future in. So yeah, that's definitely important. I think communication is very, very, very important. Now, respect. Having respect, I think, for anyone is really important in general, because you should just respect everybody. Like, you shouldn't not have respect for people. I would have respect for a random person that I just met in a grocery store, for a random child, for, anybody. You should always have respect for people. But having respect in a relationship is super important. You should definitely respect your partner's boundaries. They should respect yours. You guys should respect each other's opinions, everything like that. You shouldn't be feeling disrespected in your relationship. And if you feel like that person is disrespecting you, or they're not valuing your opinions or certain things like that, that is definitely a problem. In my opinion, I feel like you should feel respected in your relationship, and your partner should feel respected as well. So I guess all of it kind of ties into communication as well, because if you feel certain things like this, I think that you should definitely not keep it in. I don't think it's something that you should like kind of ignore or like push to the side, because that also does not help in a relationship. Trying to push things to the side or pretend that it doesn't exist, it doesn't work. You should definitely address your problems and talk to your partner about it. And you should be able to talk to your partner about things like that. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's more things. So trust, communication, respect. I guess trust, and I would kind of say I think honesty definitely goes into those things. Obviously, you should be honest with your partner, because lying doesn't really help anything. And you want a genuine relationship. I definitely would feel more comfortable being in a genuine relationship, a relationship that I don't feel like I have to lie about anything, or feel like I can't be your partner should trust you enough to not feel like they have to control your every move and, kind of know every single step or know everything that you're, doing at every point of the day. I think that's definitely a part of trusting your partner. You shouldn't feel like you have to be controlling to them. That's something that if you're feeling that your partner is overly possessive or controlling to you, that is definitely a problem. You shouldn't feel like that in your relationship. Everyone kind of deserves to have their own boundaries, and if you feel like your boundaries are not, if you feel like they're not respecting your boundaries, then that is definitely a problem, because you should not be feeling like that in a relationship at all. It's not a good thing. Some people, I feel like, want to call it being protective, and there is one thing to be protective than to be controlling or overbearing or possessive. There's two different things, so you shouldn't feel like your partner is you just shouldn't feel like you're being controlled in your relationship. Basically is what I'm trying to say. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay. Also, if you haven't realized by now, I have a hard time explaining things. I could have a lot of things to say, but like when it comes to explaining it, I have a really hard time with doing that. So yeah, I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't really think I have any more points in this video as far as like the 3 topics that I was talking about, because I feel like most of it's kind of self-explanatory. There's not much I can really say to describe what I mean, but yeah, I feel like if there's more like points, like as far as like relationship like things, if anyone wants me to like talk about it in another video, I can do like a part 2 to this. But as far as like the topics that I already had, I don't think there's anything else that I can think of. But yeah, I hope no one was offended by anything that I was saying, because I genuinely meant no harm. I'm not judging you or saying that if you do this, your relationship